Great feat. The Ukrainian army liberated more than 1,000 residential areas and captured 590 Russian soldiers in Kherson. At the crucial moment of the conflict, Ukraine has made no concessions. A senior Ukrainian official said the next few months would be crucial for the country's military campaign on the battlefield. If the fighting in this war continues into the winter, it will become increasingly difficult to retake territory. We are focusing our talks on taking all possible measures to break the deadlock before it gets to that point, Andriy Yermak, Chief of Staff to Ukraine's president, said in an interview with NHK, Japan, on the 1st of August. Mr. Yermak said a protracted conflict could benefit Russian forces. According to Mr. Yermak, the Ukrainian military is stepping up counterattacks in southern Ukraine. He added that the goal of the Ukrainian armed forces was to retake 100% of the territory controlled by Russia. In this war, we will never give up our independence, territorial integrity and sovereignty, the Ukrainian president's chief of staff said. Yermak called on the US and its Western allies to impose further sanctions on Russia. Russia, he said, continues to use energy exports as leverage to evade sanctions. In an interview in July, Yermak said Ukraine's main goal at the moment is to win, and to achieve this goal, the Ukrainian military must be fully equipped and resourced. It is important that Russia does not delay the conflict until winter. The president is seriously thinking about it and is ready to do everything to liberate our territories as soon as possible, Yermak stressed. Yermak said that Russia will have more time to consolidate its forces after the winter. Then the situation will be much more difficult for Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said in June that given the current situation, next winter will be the most difficult winter ever for Ukraine because of the conflict with Russia. He explained that Ukraine will face the problem of buying enough gas and gathering enough coal and electricity to meet winter heating needs. The Ukrainian president also pointed out that the Ukrainian army had liberated more than 1,000 residential areas, while more than 2,600 other residential areas were still controlled by Russia. Although the conflict between Russia and Ukraine has now dragged on for a sixth month, President Vladimir Putin said Moscow had just begun its campaign in Ukraine. In the face of Ukraine's counterattack in recent weeks, Russia decided to step up the defensive areas it controls in southern Ukraine, such as Kherson and Zaporizhia. Ukraine may only have a few weeks left if it wants to retake the areas already controlled by Russia. Therefore, Kiev needs more weapons to win the war, a US official said. After receiving Western long-range artillery complexes, Ukraine continuously counterattacked. According to Kiev, its army destroyed about 50 Russian ammunition depots and military command centers last month.